Hello, Aquarius. Welcome to your weekly reading for August 11th to the 17th. This is for Aquarius, Sun, Moon, and Rising. We're going to get started, Aquarius. I missed y'all. So we're at that point where thankfully past the two most challenging aspects of the month, which was Venus square Saturn, Neptune. That was the first weekend of August. And then we also had Mars opposite Saturn and Neptune. And that was a weekend that you're just coming out of, okay? And remember, I dropped these forecasts a little bit before the week begins. A lot of y'all may be moving into it. And remember, last week I had those guest astrologers, those friends I've loved, Christian Klausner and S.J. Anderson. And we went through every sign on what you can expect, okay? So if you didn't see that for your sign, I would really encourage you. I'll leave those in the description box or at the end of this video. You'll be able to find them. But and I'm just saying that because those are still big stories that are going to be playing out, right? So definitely check that out. And last week was the first week in 3 years since I launched this channel that I wasn't able to do your weekly forecast. So I apologize for that, but I am back. And B, thank you so much for all your kind comments. You know that I've got Uranus on my ascendant. I'm calling it my Uranus on my ascendant vortex. It's been very interesting, but if I'll leave the last live stream that I did, and if you watch them, you know that I've had some moments. Okay, Uranus did come for my mind. And it came for everything. It came for my body. I'm still in physical therapy. My dog's in physical therapy, but we're getting better. So thank you so much for all your kind comments. And again, I did those guest live streams just so you had something. I didn't want to leave you hanging last week. All right. And I'm now on my new computer. Uranus came for my computer, broke my computer. I don't have to do that weird, like the second laptop attached to it was like, it's been a month, but that's the thing. Uranus is our ruler. If you're new to my channel, I'm an Aquarius. Yeah. I mean, I'm in Gemini rising. Uranus being in Gemini, at 0 degrees, and me being a 0 degree Gemini rising. Yeah, that really has an impact on me. But at the same time, all Aquariuses are going through change. You're going through some major change. And you know that Mars is in Libra now. And I talked about that air trine. Just look at your monthly forecast. But there's a lot that you're going through because what happened over this weekend, or what you're about to approach, is the full moon in your sign. The full moon in Aquarius. And I want you to pay attention to this because it's big. It's a big full moon with all those other aspects. Your life is changing, and please pay attention because this is part of your story. This is part of your storyline. We got Mercury in Leo. You've had this whole storyline with partnerships, relationships, contracts, creative matters, love, creative projects. It's been some time. Yeah, with Mercury in Leo since June. But don't forget, you had Mars in Leo earlier this year. But you also, we're in Leo season still. Yeah, that new moon in Leo, full moon in Aquarius. What did I say? Next year, when we get to February 2026, the Great Reset, when Saturn and Neptune conjunct in Aries, you got the new moon solar eclipse in Aquarius just 3 days before that. And then just, 2 weeks before that, the corresponding full moon in Leo. And then what happens next year? The North Node moves into Aquarius. South Node moves into Leo. So please pay attention to what happens this month for you. You're getting a glimpse of what your life is going to be like next year. But also, I've been saying it every week for maybe 4 months now, okay? Put yourself where you want to be by February 2026 this month. This month, you had all summer. Take those inspired actions. And this week especially, because you see, this is going to be the luckiest week of the month. I told you about Venus conjunct Jupiter, all right? But the other thing is, Aquarius, and I can't even believe this is happening. The North Node, remember, is in Pisces right now. And South Node is in your 8th. And Pisces rules your 2nd. So you've been going through a lot of money matters. Okay? The North Node's going to be activated very strongly this week, and so will Juno. All right? I'll talk about that later. But that's money, career, money, career. Look at what's happening with that conjunction. We'll talk about it. So, destined events happening for you this week in ways that you could never imagine. But just remember, you're under the influence still of the full moon in your sign. You're going through some radical change. Gradual, but radical. All right. And again, this is that Aquarius Leo story. Partnerships and relationships, really big thing for you right now. All right. Now, so the other thing is that, yeah, don't forget Mars is in Libra. Okay. And that is her 9th house. So it's very spiritual. It's, you know, it's inner wisdom. It's you being that leader. Yeah. That spiritual warrior, that spiritual leader. It's your philosophies. It's your worldview. It's your perspective on things. It's shifting with Mars and Libra with that golden triangle, that air trine. All right. So keep, and travel, publishing, broadcasting, all on the table now. All really on the table. Don't forget you had Mars trine Uranus from over the weekend. Yeah. Mars sextile Uranus. All right. But it's still very stimulating. You got this fire in your belly. You got Mars trine Pluto over the weekend. Pluto's in your sign. Big time for you. All right. Now, Monday, August 11th. There you go. Saturn sextile Uranus. Another reason I really want you to pay attention to what happens this month. Saturn and Uranus are your ruling planets, Aquarius. You have two rulers. It's Saturn, your traditional ruler. Uranus, your modern ruler. All right? Big stuff happening for Aquarius in ways that, again, you wouldn't imagine, because this fire and air energy, Saturn and Aries, Uranus and Gemini, at 1 degree, the perfection, 1 degree of new beginnings, of initiation, sextiles being these windows of opportunity to help you thrive and prosper and grow. And again, I talk more about this in your monthly forecast. Just remember, we haven't had this since 1996, since the Atlanta Olympics, where I saw some track and field events from seats that were actually kind of close. Yeah, I'm from Atlanta. I remember. But here's what's really interesting, and I want you to pay attention to this. There really may have been something from that time that you're getting echoes of it, maybe even deja vu, because we had Venus square Saturn in Aries in 96 and 97. So, yeah, talk about deja vu, especially with Mercury retrograde right now. And still, like, there's stuff for y'all with love and money and relationships that may have happened around that time. Now, the other thing is, just remember, and I really have to tell you, I have to say this again to you. Saturn sextile Uranus, again, 2 outer planets. So you're going to feel this shift gradual. It's happening for many years. You feel it really strongly for 2025 to 2027, but you get peaks of it. Here's your first peak. It's part of the prism portal, that rare minor grand trine with Saturn conjunct Neptune in Aries, which, by the way, is at 1 degree, very strong. And it's sextiling Saturn. Uranus and Gemini, Pluto in your sign. And Uranus is trining Pluto. Uranus is your ruler. Pluto is in your sign. Do you see how you're a big part of this prism portal, this pyramid? Your life is changing, Aquarius, in really big ways. So take that inspired action. And again, pay attention to everything that's happening this month, all right? Because when we get to February 2026, all of this is happening in your birthday season. Yeah? So keep that in mind, all right? With a Saturn-Neptune conjunction, that's happening in Aries at 0 degrees, the world axis, that great reset. No, we haven't experienced this in modern human history. So that's the other thing. You're experiencing a lot of things that you've never experienced in your life. And there's also a lot of things that you may be just like, oh, I don't even know what's next, because, yeah, this is strong energy that you've never experienced. And that's why you have to take action. And Saturn and Neptune asking you to be that spiritual warrior, that compassionate hero, role model, visionary. That's you, Chris. You're visionary. And so just take this time to recognize, are you putting any limitations on yourself? especially throat chakra energy, okay? Because it is your third house. All right, so that is communication. And it's, remember, Saturn is retrograde. So a lot of this is developing your inner wisdom with great discipline and, even authority, becoming a bigger authority. But you're definitely going to see changes happening within you, within your physical world, new traditions. There's new things happening. Remember, out with the old, in with the new. Please pay attention to this. This is part of your revolution. You're going through major, major changes. I want you to, and that. You're going through change and you're feeling it. It's Uranus, your ruler, making you break free, especially in creative ways. It's in your fifth house. And a lot of y'all are going to have babies. It's your fifth house. A lot of you are going to be falling in love. It's your fifth house. Meeting your soulmate. If you're in a relationship, there's more to come. There's some great things. All right? It's all about you being your authentic self. So just don't resist any change right now, because everything that's happening, you can't hold on to the past anymore. You got to let it go. There's got to be all these new things that are pushing through. And again, with Uranus on my ascendant, I've been feeling it firsthand. I've got, like, you remember, not only have Pluto in Aquarius, full moon here in Aquarius, your sign, you're feeling it too. All right. And yeah, Great Awakener. I will be doing a live stream walking you through it because it will be ready to go this week. All right. So look out for that live stream. I'll probably do it on the day of the full moon in Aquarius, or the day after. I don't know. I haven't figured it out yet. Mercury's retrograde. All right. Now, again, new world, new era, new you, all to come. And Monday, by the way, the moon will conjunct the North Node in Pisces, which is very dreamy and spiritual and wonderful. And I want you to pay attention to that, because there's something here where you may start seeing your path a little bit more clearly, or you're dreaming about your future. There's something here. It's part of your North Node. Yeah. Self-worth, self-value, but also maybe something that has to do with money. We'll talk about it later because it's another thing that's happening. Now, Tuesday, August 12th, this is big. You got Venus conjunct Jupiter in Cancer at 14 degrees. Again, rare, happens once a year. It's our annual gift from the universe. I talk about this in length in your monthly forecast. So I'm just going to tell you two things that I didn't say that is going to make your jaw drop. Remember, we had no Jupiter aspects last month. And then 12 years ago, remember Jupiter, that's a 12-year cycle here. Yeah. We did not have Jupiter conjunct Venus in Cancer 12 years ago. It skipped Cancer. All right. Here's the thing. It did happen 12 years before that. So think about 2001 to 2003. When it comes to your everyday activities, when it comes to work, when it comes to projects, assignments, when it comes to colleagues, employees, when it comes to your health matters as well. Physical health, there could be something here. There could be something here with pets. You could have gotten a pet around that time. But this is that cycle that you're going through again. Now, what's interesting is that next year, August 2026, the month that again, look at the Saturn Neptune video I did for you. There's big stuff happening for you. But when we get to August 2026, we will have Jupiter conjunct Venus in Cancer again, 25 degrees. So this is not only a year cycle, it's a 2-year cycle for you. And this has to do with your daily activities, your lifestyle, everything's changing. Your day-to-day life is changing. And the best way possible. It's Venus and Jupiter. That's a 2-year manifestation. This is big. Now, second reason why this is big, it's a triple conjunction. It's Venus, Jupiter, and the fixed star Sirius. And we talk about the fixed stars and the asteroids and the planetoids and the lunations, other things in the second spread. I just got to tell you, this is Sirius. And the star Sirius. It's both. It's the brightest star in our night sky. It's the dog star. It's the star of wealth and fame and success. And you've got this triple conjunction all aligned at 14 degrees. There's spiritual growth here too through your material world. You're gonna feel this. It's Venus and Jupiter. It's love and money and abundance and good fortune and expansion, wisdom, blessings, all amplified, like triple jackpot here. Conjunctions are already strong in themselves, but you got Jupiter exalted in Cancer. The sign that it does its best, it delivers its best for you. So this is major prosperity. It's lucky breaks. Jupiter is luck. You're going to have a lot of focus on home and family and loved ones, but also just, again, like your everyday activities. And again, yes, self-worth, self-value, and it does look like something with work and money. Work and money. Yeah? Because Jupiter rules natively your second house. Pisces energy, where the North Node is. I told you there's destined events and finances. It's serious. It's a wealth star. And Venus isn't just love. Venus is money too. All with Jupiter, which is expansion and even profit. So this is heaven on earth. You got, and I want you to see this as a seeding point. Remember, there's something planted here for the next 2 years. I'm going to see it grow for the next 2 years. Okay. Some of y'all, depending on your charts, you may see things happen right away. Yeah? Or you may see things even happen right away, but also just, it's something for the long term. So please do something new. Please go out there, launch something. If you're single, this is Venus and Jupiter with Sirius. There is sensuality here and pleasure and opulence and luxury. And it's so special that we get to experience this. So again, you're going to see things play out. And I want you to treat it as just this fertile soil, planting something here when it comes to a lot of spiritual energy. You're going to get a lot of spiritual downloads. Like there's so much happening for you. So this is really, and I just told you about Saturn and Uranus. Okay. Remember, Saturn's all about the long term, all about the long-term commitments with this sextile. So you got something really special for you. And yes, I'm an Aquarius. I am launching literally my new website. That's out with the old, in with the new things I'm bringing into my life. And it was something that was just kind of pushed into like, okay, this is growing a little bit bigger. That's what I'm talking about. There's new things happening for you. And me as an Aquarius, I'm living proof. I'm showing you right now, right? And so, I will be launching it around this time, around the 12th. But again, I'll do a live stream. I already did. I hope you saw you can go to the site now too, by the way. Anyway, this is just going to be really nice. And in the second spread, we'll talk a little bit more about it because it's so special with even like the moon in Pisces, the North Node, all of that. Juno in the mix. Oh my goodness. Juno is in Scorpio, Aquarius. I've talked about this. Juno, who is Jupiter's wife. Yeah, Zeus's wife. Jupiter being Jove. And anyway, Juno has everything to do with the truth, justice, balance, equality in marriage and partnerships. It can be work, it can be business partners and contracts. Juno's in Scorpio in your 10th house of career and fame. And so when I say you have some major destined events happening this week, please do not sleep through this day. You got major things happening this week. I told you the North Node is going to be activated with Juno very strongly. They're going to be trining this week. We'll talk about the second spread. Now, cross watchers, if you watch for your rising or your moon or for your, best friend or your, sister, Sally, whoever, cardinal signs, Aries, Cancer, Libra, Capricorn, they're going to feel the Venus conjunct Jupiter, conjunct Sirius the most. If you have any planets in your natal chart, in your birth chart, in any of those signs between 12 to 16 degrees, any planets there, you're going to feel it the most. You're going to benefit the most. Now, on that same day, Mercury will go direct. Hurrah, right? At 4 degrees. So remember, Mercury's going direct on this day. This, you're going to love. You're going to love. Because Mercury, remember, you got about 3 planets retrograde along with Mercury, and you've been going through that. You've been going through a lot of internalizing, a lot of but now Mercury can go in direct, and your opposite sign of Leo, of partnerships, relationships, contracts, legal matters, where Mars happens to be in Libra, who's the ruler of partnerships, relationships, contracts, marriage, legal matters, and Juno is Libra's asteroid representing partnerships, relationships. So you see how big of a deal that is for you this week. Huge. And now that Mercury's direct, not only do you have all that clarity, but now you're networking, you're signing things, you're launching things. I told you when Mercury goes direct, be it like a bullet train. You're going to see. This is going to be big. All right. So very excited for you. And by the way, it's going direct at 4 degrees. So and the reason I bring that up, Mercury, when Mercury does go direct, and even around this time, it's hovering at that 4 degree point. So actually think about what happened for you December 19th to the 25th of last year when it came to partnerships, relationships, contracts, legal matters, marriage, all of that, or what didn't happen for you that you wanted. And then also on April 28th to the 30th, because those are the days when, remember, Mars went retrograde in Leo at 4 degrees, okay, back in December, and then went direct April 28th to the 30th, 4 degrees. Mercury is picking up that vibration now. Mercury's like, oh, what was Mars unable to deliver? Let me see. Let me check it out for Aquarius. When it comes to contracts, legal matters, partnerships, relationships, love, marriage, everything. Okay, it can be business part. It can be one-on-one too. When I say partnerships, it can be just one-on-one relationships. It can be your private chef, your private driver. You're an Aquarius. It could be your private astronomer, your personal trainer, agent. It doesn't matter. Okay. This is a big deal. 4 degrees, by the way, is Cancer's degree. That's why it's really amplified here, that Cancerian energy. All right. And 4 really is all about stability and foundation. Like you're building something here. All right. You go back to Pythagoras. 4 was the order of the universe. And as we know, the moon rules Cancer. All right. So there's 4 phases of the moon. You're just going to see a lot of synchronicity. Like this is going to be the week where you're going to see a lot of that. A lot of winks from the universe. I told you it's a lot of destined and fated events. Now, Tuesday and Wednesday, you do have the moon in Aries. We'll talk about the second spread. You're going to love that. A lot of third house activity. You're going to be signing things, or you're going to be launching things. We're going to be going back to school. You're going to be learning something. You're going to be teaching courses. Okay. How crazy is astrology? Yeah. How crazy is that? The week that I launch, right? Because remember, there's going to be there's going to be, courses, teaching astrology and teaching tarot and all of that, spirituality, divination, how to trust your intuition more, all of that. Me being an Aquarius. Anyway, Thursday, August 14th, Mercury sextile Mars. Interesting for you. Mm-hmm. This is rare, by the way, remember, and at 4 degrees. So this is rare. Remember, I talk about your monthly forecast. When Mercury sextile Mars, it's a fleeting moment. It's a quickie. Yeah, you feel it for like a day, 2 days tops. But again, this is rare. On top of how rare Mercury sextile Mars is. They're fast. They're inner planets. Okay? They're going to perfect on the 18th again. Meaning they're traveling together for about 10 days. So you've got this sextile for 10 days when normally you only get it for 2 days. So already, you see how lucky this week is? Really amazing. And so I really love this for you. Again, you're going to be quick-witted. You're going to be very sharp. You're going to be signing things. You're going to hit the ground running. Mercury is Hermes, the messenger, the mind. You got things to say. You're going to be clever. A lot of focus here on definitely love and relationships and creative projects and partnerships and contracts, but also travel, also teaching, also education, publishing, broadcasting. This is big. This is still Leo energy. That spotlight that I've talked about. Big focus on negotiations and writing projects and pitching and flirting and networking, being persuasive, feeling your purpose. There's something here and being very direct and honest with Mars and Libra. There's something here. something here. I wouldn't be surprised. Some of y'all talking about travel, talking to people overseas as well. Really nice. Okay. And, just be very social. You might be really funny too, Aquarius. You might be really funny around this time. A lot of comedians happen to have this in their charts, but it's a fun, exciting aspect. Okay. So please network. Please put yourself out there. You never know what doors can open up for you. And when you got Mars and Libra, oh my goodness, come on. You got this. Okay. Sextiling Mercury. There are some things that are signing. Now, who's going to feel this the most? Cross watchers. It would be all the air signs and fire signs. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. If you know your chart, if you have planets 2 to 6 degrees in any of those signs, you're going to feel it the most. Now, Friday, August 15th. Yeah, this is when we have Venus in Cancer, trying the North Node in Pisces, but also sextile the South Node at 18 degrees. So we have a nodal channel here. All right. So remember last month when Venus squared the nodes, well, she felt bad. And now she's come to give you this amazing gift. We're talking about the nodes of fate here at 18 degrees, which is, if you want to, break that down, that's a 9. And we're in the year of 9. 9 is endings. Remember, this entire month, everything that's happening now, out with the old, in with the new. Yep. But what makes this day special, and we'll talk about it more in the second spread, is that the moon will be in Taurus. Wow. So, what does that even mean? You have Jupiter exalted in Cancer, sextiling the moon that's exalted in Taurus. Venus is Taurus's ruler. Yeah. And Venus is in Cancer, so therefore will also sextile the moon in Taurus. So you have this mutual reception. It's really truly something destined here with the North Node involved. Y'all, and remember, Taurus rules your 4th house. So again, you have a lot of home and family energy anyway. Anyway, there's some big stuff happening for you. Well, let's see what's going on for you for this week. Aquarius. Oh, by the way, did you notice I got a bigger whiteboard? There's a Uranus and Gemini moment. Yeah. Communication and changes. Anyway, what? Aquarius, y'all crack me. You're already being funny. Let's get started. Let's see what's going on for you for August 11th to the 17th. Aquarius. Sun, moon, and rising. Yeah. Okay. Listen, Aquarius. I do a traditional culture cross spread, offers the best overview. And especially for a weekly reading, if we need to pull clarifiers, you know that we will. And secondly, Aquarius, y'all are amazing. I love my team, Aquarius. We're in this together. There's a lot of changes we're going through. And again, look at the Aquarius, look at where the sun is in your chart, your birth chart. You're in Aquarius, right? So it's going to be in a different house. And look at the degree, because you got Pluto, 2 degrees, right? 2, yeah. See if it's close. All right, let's get started. Oh, wow. Yeah, there's going to be some change. But you're good. Look at this. Oh, my goodness. All right, so, wow. I don't even know what to say. All right, you got the 6 of Pentacles. I love it when you get the 6 of Pentacles. The 6 of Pentacles, there's something here where you, Aquarius, being the humanitarian, there's something here in terms of South Node being in your sign, or it's in Virgo, in your 8th house, but then you also have Venus conjunct Jupiter with Sirius in Cancer in your 6th house, which is all about service to others. So there's something here this week where what you're doing, the inspired actions that you're taking, I'm about to start crying, is for other people. It's to benefit other people. It's to help other people, support other people. And that is just what Aquarius represents anyway. Okay. And so I really love that, because we call him the young Hierophant here, and you can see him supporting the people here. All right. So it's really this blessed moment. It's a moment of gratitude, everything harmonizing for you in this wonderful way. And you just, service to others, helping others. It's really nice. The other thing is, yeah, if you've been, with the full moon in Aquarius, that, there could have been some endings, there could have been some things that, had some turning points for you. It could be you that you're in a place where you're like, yes, I need that support, and you're finding it and you're getting it. Remember, don't resist change, but also don't just be open to what's possible. Yeah. All right. And I say that because you got the 3 of Swords and the harder your spread. And we do call this like the heartbreak card. And there is something here where there are some emotional events or challenges that you may have that could be it has that impact. But at the end of the day, it is still a sword suit. It's up here. It's everything that is, right? You're feeling things, but it's getting to your head. And there's something here where it's like, okay, there may be something taking up too much headspace based on something that could have happened over the full moon or will happen this week. But this is all about perspective. Remember, sword suit, it's up here, the way you see things. Mars in Libra is in your 9th house of your perspective on, again, like what I said, like your worldview, how you see things, all right? Life purpose, all of that. But the biggest thing is the big picture, all right? How you see things. Something's gonna change. This is a Libra card, by the way. It's actually attributed to Saturn in Libra. Not a lot of people know Saturn's actually exalted in Libra. So it's strong, and we'll clarify it, but look at what's happening here. Page of Swords in your challenge area. Well, so 3, by the way, being a vibration of the Empress, card 3. Birth of new things, creation. There could be something here that's new that you never felt before, experienced before, or maybe it's even something where it's like, okay, this is something that is that I really wanted, and there's something that you got to pivot with, because Page of Swords, again, in your challenge area, there's something you have to see in a different way. Something may not be working. You have to change the way that you're seeing something. Secondly, there may be someone a little bit involved here who's kind of being pesky, yeah? Well, Dennis the Menace. And so that could also be it. It could also be a circumstance that you didn't see coming. And again, it just feels very new. But remember, you're working with these emotions. There's this new you, new era. You have Pluto, the planet of death and rebirth, in your sign. So if there's any sign that's going through a lot of change, right? And Pluto is transformation, but Pluto goes deep. Look, you got the 2 of Pentacles in your crown. You're gonna have to. He's not going anywhere. He's gonna stand there and juggle those pentacles all for infinity. Look at the pentacles bound in the sign of infinity, literally. All right. So again, there's something here. You got to break free. You got to move forward. You got to keep going. And it can be something that you're sitting on, maybe balance. It's a balancing act, Are you putting a lot of time and attention and, one thing over the other? You got to move, all right? Especially up here. Remember, out with the old, in with the new. Uranus and Gemini. Gemini is the mind. Uranus is your ruler. It's trining Pluto in your sign. You've got to have those breakdowns for that breakthrough. I've told you this. 6 of Cups and the root of your spread. Again, there's something really beautiful here. Okay? You got 2 6s. I love that. And look at that. This is tapping into your inner child. This is very this is comfort. This is comfort. This is a lot of protection. This is the biggest house in tarot. So yeah, a lot of family energy, a lot of home energy, but a lot of just I feel protected. I can let my hair down. All right. It is cups, love, emotions, feelings, intuition. But there is something really sweet where it's I understand now that I don't have to guard myself. I don't have to protect myself. I can be open to having experiences like this because I learn from them. And I think I mentioned this. It wasn't your sign, but last week when we did we broke down every sign for some of the aspects that are happening with the full moon in Aquarius. Sometimes you do have to go through heartbreak to understand how to heal. And that makes you stronger.
That's why we're human. We're human beings. We're built with a range of emotions to feel. You've got to feel all the emotions. You just can't get stuck there. You you learn that's karmic. All right. I'm gonna show you something. Look, this is a karmic journey in itself. You have the Empress in your future. You've got all this abundance and this is the Empress. This is your soul glorified. It is love. It's super conscious love. It's your passions. You see the symbol of Venus here, right? And everything growing in your world. You see the golden wheat, the pomegranates underground. There's this, it's this new crop, everything, this new creation. She's pregnant, new, the birth of new things, this new reality that you're moving into that has all this abundance. And it's, again, with Venus being very active this week, Venus will trine the North Node. We'll talk about in the second spread, but again, and that's self-worth, that's self-value, that's, your everyday activities as well. And money, again, this is money, this is abundance, this is luxury, this is the lap of luxury and pleasures and wealth. You got Sirius, the wealth star, that's activated. So the fact that you got these 2 6s and you got these 2 3s, this is saying you're in this place where, yeah, you're on a karmic journey and you got to keep moving, and you're moving into something that may be a little bit challenging emotionally, but also up here you could be, and honestly with Mercury sextile Mars, it can be very cerebral this week, a lot going through your mind. Yeah. In a place where you got to just make some decisions and you got to move forward with something, but you have to, all about perception. Yeah. You see the storm, you can see that as like, oh, when it rains, it pours, or after the rainstorm comes that rainbow and that pot of gold. So again, everything is energy, including the thoughts in your head. Okay? The words that come out of your mouth, all of that. Everything's energy. High frequency. Put yourself on that timeline. But there is something here you are meant to learn this week. Okay? And it may be the hard way, but look at what's waiting on the other side. Yeah, the Empress. All right. Maybe a soul. There's love. There's love. Maybe you are. Listen, you got Jupiter. I'm sorry. You got Uranus in Gemini. Some of y'all are having kids. Like I said, 5th house is procreation. Yeah, she is pregnant. But creative projects, something big. Something big. Aquarius, if you like this reading, it would be great if you like, subscribe, share, leave comments. I do want to hear from you. I want to know what's going on. This is for me as much as it is for you. And I love y'all. All right, let's see. Yeah. Oh gosh, there's gonna be there's some big things that are happening for you. You got some change happening. You got some change. Well, you got another page. So Page of Wands, yeah, just continue to go. Listen, there's something new that you want. You want something new anyway. There's everything, even the past few weeks with Uranus, like moving into Gemini, shaking things up. You're like, what am I doing? Like, I need something new has to happen. Or I want this to happen, or I'm moving toward this. And it's great. It's great. Continue to follow that. Remember, I said, put yourself where you want to be this month. Yeah. So you can be there when we get to February 2026. Yeah, the 7 of Wands here. All right. So it does seem like there's something here. There may be a little bit of like, you might feel like there again, just maybe something here where someone's testing your belief system. Someone's testing your values. Someone's testing you in terms of relationships as well. Partnerships. It can be business, or it might be you. Okay. To keep that in mind. It is a Leo card that we're talking about here with the 7 of Wands, actually attributed to Saturn and Leo. So you got these 2 Saturn cards, by the way. And Saturn, remember, is tests and reality checks. So just keep that in mind. It might be a little bit of, but again, everything here is saying, look at things in a way, see things in a new way, and have that mind-heart coherence. Yeah. Especially with the Ace of Cups, which we do call the heart of tarot. Yeah. And so this is amazing. It's beautiful. This is everything that you're looking for. This new beginning, this feeling of this rapturous, beautiful, divine, nirvanic energy through, like, in your bloodstream. Like, this is new relationships and partnerships and just tears of joy. You can have it. You can have it all. You have to go through this one thing that may be a little bit big because you got the Tower. Now, here's the thing. It does feel like, the Tower in your final outcome, you see that. Remember I said partnerships, relationships may be something big thing for you. Yeah. And then you see the two people falling out of the Tower. So just keep that in mind. There may be a falling out, but I'm looking at what's happening for you. What I'm picking up on, it does feel like something, again, up here. You have to see something in a different way. Even if it's someone you're not agreeing with, there's got to be some compromise. Sometimes look, you see the lightning strike. Yeah. I told you Uranus is like lightning, right? The sky god, lightning. And surprises, the unexpected. This card is a Mars. It's attributed to Mars. Mars is in Libra. And you see the lightning striking the crown off the Tower, and the crown is ego. So it's, again, you've got to see things in new ways. Here, it's just, that's going to make all the difference. And something may test you, or someone may test you. How are you going to pass that test? How are you going to stay your authentic self and vibrate at that high frequency? Put yourself on that timeline, okay? So it's not, and again, Mars in Libra in your 9th house. So first of all, Mars in Libra, just in general, a lot of activity and partnerships, relationships, contracts, legal matters. Mars in Libra in your 9th house, you, Aquarius, your belief system, how you see things, your philosophies. Something is testing you up here. Okay? And so there may be something. I'll clarify some things for you. What do you want? Like, what do you want? I'm like I don't know, like a waiter at a Waffle House. Anyway, I'm joking. I'm from Atlanta. Let's look at the Three of Swords. Yeah. Knight of Swords. Great. There you go. Once you work with that energy, move with that energy, set your mind free with that Knight of Swords. And he actually is Gemini. He's attributed to Gemini. So very interesting with Uranus and Gemini, right? And it's the mind. It's the mind seeing. It's like those breakthroughs, mental clarity. But you see the fire under his feet. I told you about Mercury sextile Mars. You're going to feel that. You're going to feel that. All right. And so this is just being very bold, courageous. All the knights are on a mission. They all have a purpose. And you're going to know what it is. And you're going to go really, really fast toward that because you see it on the other side of that Three of Swords. Let's look at the Tower. Yeah. Okay. You see that. Okay. The Four of Cups. There's something here where, yeah, has to do with just opening up your heart. You see even him closing his heart off, crossing his heart off with his, you see the hand of spirit offering him a fourth cup too. And remember, 4 is a big number this week in numerology. So there's something here that you have to change the way that you're seeing something. This is someone who doesn't have that. There's a little bit of discontent. All right. And this card is associated with like apathy and boredom and things like that. Yeah. I'm not saying it to you. I'm saying that's this card. This card is attributed to Moon in Cancer. You've got Venus conjunct Jupiter and Sirius in Cancer in your 6th house. So every day something's got to change. Something's got to change. And once you have that change up here, you feel it everywhere. And then it happens within your world. Remember, a lot of destined events this week. I'll do one more. Okay. Oh gosh, what time is it? Yeah. There you go. There's your affirmation that something it's up here. You got to see something in a different way with that 9 of Swords. All right. So you're going to be fine as long as you work with that energy. You got the Empress waiting for you. That's really amazing. Knight of Swords. And even that Tower moment, it's meant for you. Okay. There's something happening for you here. For you to see something. There's really something that's asking you to change there's something you have to see something you're meant to see. Yeah. Again, he's got his arms crossed. You see the Nine of Swords here. He's got his hands over his face. He can't see. And he's sitting up at bed at night. So, and again, yeah, there may be an event that happens this week where it's like, because you got to work with this energy, and if you don't, that could possibly happen and just kind of put you on a different path. All right. So, all right, I'll do one more for you. How much time do we have? Okay, Aquarius. I got it. We're Team Aquarius. Yeah, and you got strength. That's amazing. And so you're going to be fine. Just move with this energy, absorb it, ask yourself, what was I supposed to learn that's going to make me stronger? That's going to bring me all this abundance and this absolutely new, beautiful, a creative project, whatever it is that you're working on or that you want in your life. Love. It's the Empress. Miss Universe. That strength is attributed to Leo. Okay, so again, remember that's your opposite sign. There's a reason why I told you to pay attention to what's happening to that Leo story in your life, which is partnerships and relationships and legal matters and contracts. It's going to play out. All right, next year, South Node moving there, North Node moving into your sign. It's a big deal. So you're actually really good. It's just, it may be a little bit of, you got to work with some things. All right. Especially again, the way that you're seeing something. All right. And trust me, I've had a lot of them with Uranus on my ascendant. But it's all, I've had my breakthroughs because of that. Amazing. And remember, strength is heart. Heart. That's what that card is. Heart. The inner courage. It's all here. Heart. So it's working with your heart. You see, you got the Three of Swords working with your heart. And then whatever you're going through, you come back out on top, and it's that heart-based living that you return to. Anyway, Aquarius, yes. Second spread, we're gonna look into. We're gonna dive deeper. I'm gonna do a lot more for you in the second spread. But remember, North Node very activated this week. All about your self-worth, self-value. You see that happening here. There may be something testing you, someone testing you too, but there's a lot of other things happening that we'll talk about, all right, with Juno and Sirius and Juno in your 10th house. So a lot of this may be career-wise for a lot of y'all, with the fact that you got the wand, the pentacles. Anyway, second tier 3 members, you know where to find the link. Anyone's welcome to join. We have a lot of fun. Team Aquarius next week. Here's the big thing. Next week is when we move into Virgo season. So when I say something's fated for you this week, leading to something amazing, yeah? Well, next week, the new moon we have in Virgo, we move into Virgo season, but we have a lot of Chiron activity, which is healing. Yeah? So anyway, I love y'all, Aquarius. I'll see you next week. All right, bye-bye.